I'm doing Depth vs. Heard, pop culture, things like that. You might know that Amber Heard's got a friend named Eve Barlow. Some people say Eve is a journalist. Some people say a romantic partner. Whatever it is, Eve is always on Twitter defending Amber. Eve took a little break for a while, but I guess she's back. And I think that Eve spent some of the New Year and New Year's Day on Twitter defending Amber. And I think that because tweets have dates on them, and that's what it looks like to me. So let's go through a few of these. First, she says, Amber has a notable core group of supporters. Many have been here for approximately 100 years before some of the accounts that arose and did a great deal of work around the trial last year. Was 100 years a typo? I'm not sure she means that literally, but okay. All of these supporters are as important and as tremendous a source of inspiration as each other. And I gotta say, Twitter has added views now. So we have an idea of how many views her tweets are getting, which is pretty interesting. So this one's got 5,500, which is not so bad. And then she says, side note, new supporters are very much welcome. We won't turn you away. Not sure why you would, but okay. You should probably get on board before this really goes mainstream and it begins to get embarrassing that you're not. All right. Well, I assume she's talking about Amber and something's going to go mainstream and I should feel embarrassed if I'm not supporting Amber. I don't know about that. I guess time will tell. By the way, this is from today. It's January 2nd right now. So these tweets are from January 2nd. But let's jump back in time a little bit. Here's one from January 1st. New Year's Day. 2022. I was harassed, abused, doxxed, stalked, threatened, and smeared. I learned that you can't trust people you thought you knew. I learned that the relationships you depend on are completely egoless. This year, I learned how to survive. It changed me forever. Not for nothing, man. Let's forget all this stuff for a second. On New Year's Day, this is what you want to tweet out? Something so incredibly negative and victim playing? Really? Forget all the crap, the court case, everything. You don't want to try to be a little bit more positive? It's got almost 47,000 views, which is, again, not so bad. I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss, man. I just don't like so much negativity. Let's be negative when we need to, but we gotta have positivity too. If it's all negative, you're always the victim. Everything's always terrible. It's hard to believe that. I just don't think anyone's life and their experience on social media is that bad. But that's my silly little opinion. I'm gonna try to stay positive. And Eve retweets this from Amber Heard Italia fan account. I wanted to create something that I could hand the keys to when she's ready. A group of women who could explain to her what has happened and how we might stop it happening again. Stop what? Amber defamed Johnny. She abused Johnny, cut his finger off, committed perjury. What is there to stop from happening again? Johnny calling her out, taking her to court, and showing the world what happened? We need to stop Amber from doing it again. Time will tell on that. I wouldn't be surprised if she tries. And then this one gets around all the time. Once again, January 1st. New Year's Day. Same thing that the Italia fans said. I guess they have something in the works. They got the evidence now. They got Johnny now. This time it's gonna stick. And here she thanks somebody. Thank you, Megan Anu and the Times for telling the story. I can't think of a better way to see in a new year and a fresh start to Amber. So it looks like the Times in the UK posted something positive about Amber and her Avengers. These are Amber's Avengers, and they've got just as much evidence as Amber brought to court, which was not so much. So what I like to see from Avengers is facts, truth, evidence, and proof. What I don't like to see is whining, playing the victim, and never-ending tweets about how everything that happened in court was wrong because the system's wrong. The U.S. legal system doesn't work. It supported Johnny. Johnny's bad. Blah, 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 blah. It's 2023. If you got something, let's see it. And here it is again from Dr. Jessica Taylor, who I don't think is a medical doctor, by the way. Some kind of offbeat psychiatry MD or something. And she says, I'm proud to have been there for Amber Heard whilst the world spiraled into misogynist victim blaming, distance, diagnosis, and mockery. I'm proud of those who stood up for, and she names some people here. Proudman, Eve Barlow, of course. So they're like celebrating this article that's like obviously going to be smear against Johnny, negative towards Johnny. Nothing new. That's been happening for like 7 years now or 6 years or whatever. It's just another one onto the pile that goes right in the trash can, metaphorically. Obviously, it's digital, but you know what I mean. So I don't have one here from December 31st, which would have been actually when you're celebrating New Year's, but it looks like she woke up New Year's Day and just tweeted a bunch of stuff about Amber. That's the first thing on her mind. So I've got no evidence here that Eve is going to stop. And if Eve doesn't stop, that means I'm not going to stop. Because what I keep telling people is what Eve's hoping to do is play the long game. She's hoping the general public will forget. And they keep putting this stuff out there, and before you know it, people are like kind of forgetting about the court, this and that, forgetting details, and then they start jumping on with the Times, Newsweek, Rolling Stone, with the stuff they're saying currently. Let me know what you think down below. Doing shout outs, special thanks, things like that, pop culture, celebrity news, whatever comes up. And if you're not subscribed here and don't subscribe, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. That was a rant. See you next time.